Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Jake the Genealogist, and I'm sorry that I posted this video one day late. Yesterday I was really kind of busy and I had a lot of other things to do, so I didn't really have time to edit this video down. So I feel kind of bad about that, so I feel that tomorrow, to make it up to you guys, I'll come out with kind of another quick fun video for you guys. Really sorry about that. But today, we're going to be talking about two different monarchies from East Africa. And those are the monarchies of Rwanda and down here, Burundi. Now, these are neighboring nations very close to Tanzania and Kenya and Djibouti, funny name, and Uganda and all those places around there. And so I'm going to be going over both of their monarchies. And also one more thing to note, keep in mind a lot of these dates that I have right here are just estimates. They're not exact dates, really. That's why I have the circa abbreviation next to them. So let's get into it now. So we start with the Rwandan family tree. So one more thing to point out is for each of these spouses of the actual monarch, what is called the Mwami, actually. That's a title that both Rwanda and Burundi have, which is pretty unique. But their wives, in this case, I've labeled them, if you notice, take on the name of their kid who became the monarchs. So, for example, if Sialima the First right here, his wife I put as Nyira Kigeli the First because their kid was Kigeli the First. And then I believe that's her actual name right there or something like that. I'm not fully sure. Maybe you can let me know down in the comments. So that's just something to note. The Queen Mother was kind of an important power back in these African monarchies, and Nyira basically means in the language King of Rwanda, which is the native language, it basically means mother of. So we start with Sialima the First, Rugwe. Doing my best to pronounce these. And from him we go down to his son, Kigeli the First, Mukobanya, to his son, Mibambwe, sounds like Zimbabwe, the First, Sekarangoro, down to his son, Yuhi II, Gahima, down to his son, Dahiro II, Siamatare, and going down more to Ruganzu II, Ndoli, who's actually one of the more famous monarchs in Rwandan history. Down to Mutara I, Semugeshi, to Kigeli II, Nyamuheshera, Mibambwe II, Sekarangoro, again, and then to Yuhi III, Mazimpaka, to Sialima II, Rujugira. And then finally we get down to an interesting split right here. Now, it's worth noting that a lot of these monarchs had many kids. A lot of them had many wives too, because up to something like 13 was the most I saw. But I'm only putting really the most important kids right here, the ones who actually became monarch, and it was pretty much all inherited by a son. And but we get an interesting split here because right here, Selim II had a daughter, an unnamed daughter. I'm not sure what her name is, who actually married into a Burundian royal family, which we'll get to. But then it continues for his son, Kigeli III, Ndabarasa, Mibambwe III, Mutabazi, Yuhi IV, Gahindiro, and then finally to a monarch who has a picture, Mutara II, Rugera. And then we get to Kigeli IV, Rugeri, and he had multiple wives that are kind of important. So his first wife was Nyira Mibambwe IV, Nyira Burunga, and with Kigeli, she had a son named Mibambwe IV, Rutarwindwa, who became monarch for only a year before committing suicide in a battle. But then he had another wife who actually kind of plotted against his downfall, named Yuhi V Conjugera, and she had a kid named Yuhi V Musinga, and also he had multiple wives too, in which he had multiple monarchs. They're important here. So his first wife that's important is Nyiramavugo III Radegonde Kankazi. Always mess that up. And they had a kid named Mutara III Musinga. And right here, as you can see, is his picture. And he was actually the first of these monarchs to actually kind of introduce Christianity as the main thing. He was introduced to it, to Roman Catholicism, I believe, at some time by some missionary going there. And then Yuhi also had another wife named Nira Kigeli V Mukashema, and with her he had a kid named Kigeli V Ndahindurwa. And as you can see, this is a pretty modern photo because the actual monarchy got abolished in 1961 and it became a republic. So he ruled for 2 years, but then he kind of got sort of exiled and ended up actually living in America and I believe in London too. So here's a picture actually from 2016, right before his death, because he just died a couple of years ago. So rest in peace to him. Now it's worth mentioning, this person's not on the tree, but just recently, a couple of years ago, I believe, back in 2017, they actually announced that there would be a new King of Rwanda. Now, keep in mind that obviously the monarchy was abolished back in 1961, so they would be considered a titular king, only by title, not actually really a King of Rwanda, and it happened to be a nephew of these two individuals, and he's gone by the name Yuhi VI, I believe, and actually, he lives in England right now and has kids and living a pretty normal life. Right now, I believe he actually grew up in poverty or something in Uganda or something. It's quite interesting. But you could consider him technically a pretender to the throne, even though it's not like the pretenders you think of, like the Jacobite rebellion or something like that. He's technically a pretender to the throne. Okay, so now we move on to the Kingdom of Burundi, who also had Mwamis, and I started with what was considered kind of the first monarch to actually really start the Kingdom of Burundi, basically by uniting all the tribes there. So we start with Ntare III, Rushatsi, and from him we move on to his son Mwezi III, Ndagushimiye. Yeah, that's a hard one. And then from him we go down to Mutaga III, Senyamwiza Mutamo, and he was actually the Mwami who married daughter of Sialima II right here. And then from him we move to Mwambutsa III, Mbariza, and down to Ntare IV, Rutaganzwa Rugamba, who actually ruled for quite a bit of time. And he married Mwamikazi, which is basically in the language of Burundi. Not sure what it is. That means basically queen, and she went by the name of Viano. They had a kid named Mwami IV, Kisabu Bikata Bijogu, and he had a wife named Mtibanyiha Bizamo. And from him we move on to his son, Mutaga IV Inbe Kije, not sure. And he married Princess Ngenzahago. And then we get down to their son, Mwambutsa IV Bangiri Senge. And he actually had multiple wives as well. He married Buramparaye Ruhasha. He just died actually a little over 10 years ago, and with her, they had the last actual monarch of Burundi before the monarchy was abolished in 1966. They had Ntare V Ndezie, who eventually in 1972 actually got assassinated, I believe, under suspicious circumstances. And then with a woman by the name of Therese Kanyonga, he had a daughter named Rosa Paula Iribagiza, who is actually still alive to this day. And I believe in 2009, she actually testified on behalf of her half-brothers, stating that that assassination was, well, unfair because it's unjustified and is on very suspicious circumstances. So, that was the two monarchies of Burundi and Rwanda. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Almost at 10 subscribers, I know. Special event. So maybe you can be the 10th subscriber, and I'll definitely be doing some kind of 10 subscriber special soon. But anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and see you all later. Goodbye.